Everyone is welcome here.
Soy la diversidad en Boeing.
The very word diversity makes me proud because that is what I stand for. I am diversity at Boeing.
If we work together, we can create things in reality that others have only been able to dream about.
Diversity at Boeing brings a great tenacity to our company.
The message is clear, and I think everyone is understanding that we all are diversity at Boeing.
Now, here from the Boeing Company is Vice President, IT Systems, Kim Hammonds.
Yay! My Boeing friends, thank you very much. Well, first of all, just a little bit of good news. I have to tell you, the last time I gave a speech, there was also a fire alarm. And guess what? It was during the speech that we had to evacuate. So the fact that there was a fire alarm this morning, I think, is a little bit of precedent here. So with that, thank you very much. Very, very happy to be in Dallas. Thank you for the invitation. The energy in the room is awesome, so I appreciate being here. So, honoring science, technology, engineering, mathematics, true colors, the theme of this breakfast. And just think where we were as a nation, as a people, as a culture 100 years ago. And all of you in the room who are associated with the aerospace industry and government, and even those who are not involved, know how far the industry has come in 100 years. From small business ventures to minority and women-owned businesses, we continue to see progress across the aerospace sector. In 1910, Bill Boeing purchased Heath's Shipyard on the Duwamish River in Seattle, Washington. This factory would later become the first airplane factory. And as they say, the rest is history. 10 years ago, the company added defense systems, military aircraft, satellites, and communication systems to its portfolio as a result of the mergers with Rockwell Aerospace, McDonnell Douglas Corporation, and Hughes Space and Communication Systems, creating a world-class aerospace company. With these mergers came some of the greatest scientists, technologists, engineers, and mathematicians in the world. Boeing people have done amazing things throughout recent history, and they are continuing to work together to build a new generation of aircraft products and services that will connect the world. With more than 160,000 men and women across the United States in 70 countries, Boeing offers global opportunities for growth and development. The company is now organized around 3 major businesses: Boeing Commercial Aircraft, Integrated Defense Systems, and Boeing Capital Corporation. And 2 support groups: Shared Services and Engineering, Operations, and Technology. Thanks to the strong demand for our commercial airplanes, products, and key defense program wins, our backlog has grown to a record level of nearly $300 billion, yes with a B, dollars. Yay. And what's most impressive is that our backlog is very well balanced across customers, airplane types, geographic areas, and airline business models. The Boeing Company has a long tradition of aerospace leadership and innovation, so it is very fitting that our company participates annually in the National Women of Color in Technology Awards, where great leadership and talent are recognized. Over the past 10 years, we have more than tripled the number of award winners across each segment of our business. And Boeing participates in recognition programs such as this because we know that by challenging our employees to develop and grow, they will in turn challenge the company to grow. Boeing recognizes that its strength and competitive advantage comes from its employees, from its people. As a result, we invest in our workforce through programs that include opportunities for personal and professional growth. As the Vice President of Information Technology Business Systems, I am responsible for developing and maintaining the computing application systems that support Boeing finance, human resources, sales and marketing, and internal services. Prior to Boeing, I held leadership roles in engineering, manufacturing, and information technology at Ford Motor Company and Dell Corporation. Therefore, I have true appreciation for technology, and I'm honored to participate in this event of this magnitude, where we recognize some of the most talented women of color in technology. During this conference, this organization is recognizing 18 Boeing women who have accomplished the exceptional. This morning from Boeing, we will recognize Rosara Corral Perez, and Rhonda Lyons. This year's honorees represent some of the best and brightest from our great company and join the 79 Boeing women who have been recognized by the Women of Color in Technology since 1996. We are proud to commend them for their achievements and congratulate them for the recognition that they will receive today. To all the Women of Color in Technology winners, well done, ladies. And I think it's time now for breakfast, so enjoy the breakfast.
Ladies and gentlemen, our program is about to begin. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fortunate indeed to have a very special guest as our MC. She's one of the most sought-after voices in the country and a triple threat with her impressive career in radio, television, and film. She has been heard on WHUR, WBLS-FM, the Doug and Dee Dee ABC Network syndicated radio show, the American Urban Radio Networks, and in national campaigns for Mercedes-Benz and many others. She's probably best known for her TV career on BET's Jazz Central, Jazz Discovery, and Screen Scene. An outstanding artist in her own right, she recently returned from performing one of Tokyo's primo jazz spots. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so lucky to have with us our MC with the golden voice, Angela Stribling.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome back to the real reason you came here this morning. I am truly privileged to be with you to help us honor these extraordinary women, STEM's true colors, for their outstanding accomplishments as leaders of technology. Each and every one of them is my personal shiro. So let's get right to it so we can get on to the business of wildly applauding them. To present the first of our special recognition awards, please welcome from IBM Corporation, Diversity Delivery Program Manager, Black Constituency, and Multicultural Women's Initiatives, Tanya Mosier.
Good morning. We are fortunate that the past 17 years of Jacqueline Adams' 25-year professional career has been with IBM. Her technical achievements in plastic recycling have established her as a leader, the go-to woman on environmental initiatives and compliance. She was at the forefront of green long before it became a buzzword, and has long since driven environmental product awareness and new technologies. As a member of the Wyandotte Tribe of Kansas, Jacqueline is especially proud to represent what Native American women are achieving in technology, and so are we. Please welcome Special Recognition Award recipient, Jacqueline Adams.
Growing up, my mother and I were alone with no family members to turn to. She was too ill to work, and I worked 3 jobs starting at age 14. It took me 10 years to save enough money to go to college to become my dream, an engineer. My teachers and friends made me strong when I doubted myself. And with that passion, I help other Native American students know what their future holds.
To present our next award, here from Raytheon Company is Systems Engineering Director, Network Centric Systems, Kevin Hiata.
In high school, while most young people enjoyed roller coasters for the thrill of them, Laura Aguilar wanted to apply her math and science expertise to designing them. That's what led to her engineering career. Though she's not currently designing roller coasters, Laura's work is equally exciting and significantly more important. She analyzes critical Raytheon technologies designed for combat situations before they're fielded by the U.S. Army and the Marine Corps. These include infrared, electrical-optical devices that warfighters depend on for night vision and accurate target location. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Special Recognition Award recipient, Laura J. Aguilar.
Good morning. I've been blessed with many role models in my life. My parents, who raised 7 of us on a modest postal clerk's income, my teachers, friends, co-workers, and mentors. They, in turn, inspire me to be a powerful role model. I stress to all youth that they also are role models to others. I share this award with my parents and my Raytheon colleagues who provide me with the opportunities to work with the community. Thank you.
Our next honoree, Nadine Chin Santos, specializes in project management and architectural services for public facilities. She supervises 100 architects and engineers who assess and survey the conditions of 1,500 New York City facilities. With an annual budget of more than $8 million, she oversees the creation of databases to trace building conditions and makes repair and upgrade recommendations. Nadine worked on an assessment project that involved 2,500 dwellings for the New York City Housing Authority and also assessed 20 buildings at the Naval Hospital Annex at the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Please welcome the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Nadine Chin Santos.
Thank you for having me here. I wanted to be an artist, but my lawyer father and stay-at-home mother, a worrier, urged me to pursue a more stable career. In high school, I discovered architecture and was thrilled to learn I could be creative and apply math and leadership skills. It's ironic that in an all-girls Catholic school, I discovered a mostly male-dominated field of architecture and engineering. It's rewarding to know I can play with the big boys. Thank you, and thank you to my husband.
Honoree Regina Gibson takes her work seriously as quality assurance nurse for Arkansas's breast care program that provides breast and cervical cancer screening, diagnosis, and treatment for uninsured and underinsured women 40 and older. Regina regularly communicates with providers about service and interacts with clients about their issues and complaints. She knows firsthand about the challenges they face because she is a breast cancer survivor. Regina earned her master's degree so that she can also focus on the issues of aging, particularly for African American women. We're proud to present the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Regina Gibson.
Hello, good morning. As an 18-year cancer survivor, coming to terms with mortality, thank you. Coming to terms with mortality changed my perspective on life. God gave me a second chance. I'm still here, and I know that He has a purpose for my life. I have committed to fulfilling that purpose. I've learned that not to procrastinate, but instead to accomplish all those things that I want to. I've also learned that every day brings a new beginning, and each day is also a new opportunity to reach out to help others. Thank you.
In implementing the Base Realignment and Closure Act of 2005, our next distinguished honoree, Teresa Gomez.
I had always been a good student, but in high school, I went my own way. That meant leaving school to play in a rock and roll band instead of becoming the doctor my mom wanted. When I returned to college, my professor told me that nothing was more important than making a difference and finding my joy. I found my joy in my career, having my son present me with my first grandchild, and seeing my daughter graduate college. Thank you.
When honoree Joy Henderson was in high school, she had already envisioned her future full of numbers. Her mom was a teacher, and Joy's interest in mathematics developed naturally. Today, she is a senior finance manager at EDS for the company's U.S. government organization. Joy is a troubleshooter who is responsible for assessing operational financial issues and correcting them. She oversees a $50 million capital budget, a $4 million general administrative expenses ledger, and a $9 million budget in enterprise-wise operational support. Joy, you already had me at $50 million. Here is the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Joy Henderson.
Good morning. How did I get here? Grace, grace, God's awesome grace. And people who said words to me like, consider this, or think about that, and all kinds of people who knew in the power of prayer. And with those prayers and a lot of determination, I was the first Black to graduate from my university with a degree in accounting. This drive, thank you. This drive for excellence continues as my motivation today. I thank my husband, my parents, family and friends, and especially my sister who's here today to share in this award with me. Thank you.
Our next honoree, Stephanie Johnson, is a standout in the field of environmental and safety program management. She manages the decontamination team for Texas Instruments Security and Emergency Services Department. Stephanie has made a name for herself by balancing TI's ability to remain profitable and productive while implementing a corporate culture of safety and environmental stewardship. Her background as an environmental manager and specialist in the public and private sectors brings both sensitivity and sensibility to her decision-making. Please welcome the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Stephanie Johnson.
Good morning. Very early in my life, my grandfather emphasized education. My 7th grade science teacher gave me my biggest opportunity to begin my love for science by giving me my first independent science project. Because they inspired me, I am committed to inspiring others. I appreciate this award because it represents that I am actively involved in inspiring our next generation of scientists. Thank you.
Honoree Major Irma Lopez is responsible for overseeing the recruiting support structure for the Western region of the United States. Her department supports the overall day-to-day operational requirements of the Recruit Training Regiment and the Western Recruiting Region. These wide-ranging support services include everything from making sure the lights stay on and paying bills to feeding the recruits and even fixing their teeth. A commanding officer and a part-time minister in her community, Irma helps inspire people of all ages to grow as individuals and make positive impacts. Please welcome the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Major Irma Lopez.
war movies, they always fascinated me. While I longed for that in my life, my parents hoped I'd be like the rest of my siblings and become a doctor. My favorite aunt encouraged me to follow my dreams. She called me Pequeña Saltamontes, Spanish for little grasshopper. It was after the main character of Kung Fu. When I enlisted in the Marine Corps, I told her first, and she, at the time, was the only one who understood. She is why I serve and why I'm here today. God bless you.
I guess you could say that honoree Patricia Lyles has the U.S. Post Office to thank, in part, for her decision to become an engineer. She recalls being bombarded with mail to consider a technical major after scoring in the upper percentiles on college placement aptitude tests. CSC is happy that she went that route. With an electrical engineering degree and master's in information systems, she fulfills major U.S. government contracts, including high-level work for the IRS, Department of Interior, NASA, and the Department of Homeland Security. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Patricia Lyles.
Among West Africa's Yoruba people, there is a proverb that advises, thousands of beings travel from heaven to earth. If all were destined to be buried in coffins, the forests would have no trees. Very few are born wealthy, talented, or gifted. We make sacrifices, we struggle, and we strive. I pay homage to those who struggle to open the way for me. I sacrifice, struggle, and strive to help ensure our continued progress. Thank you.
To introduce our next honoree, here from the Boeing Company is the Manager of Supplier Quality, Nadine Johnson Barry.
Good morning. Most people have no idea about the vital role that flight test operations professionals play in airline safety and making sure airplanes meet established rules and regulations. Rhonda Lyons does. She heads a team of 15 people who test, modify, and certify Boeing commercial airplanes to assure they comply with FAA regulations. When she's not airborne, she mentors students, serves on Boeing Diversity Council, and works as a deputy director of a summer flight academy for teenagers. Unfortunately, at the last minute, Rhonda could not be here with us because of medical reasons, so I will accept her award on her behalf. And if Rhonda were here, she would say, at a young age, I recall gazing upward, curious as to how birds and airplanes defy gravity so graciously. The inspiration and guidance from her mother and teacher ignited her curiosity, resulting in a lifelong journey of exploration into the realm of science and technology. We now must all inspire the next generation. As Ralph Emerson stated, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there's no path and leave a trail. Thank you.
BJ Nash works on managing software development projects and writing software for both classified defense-related and commercial technology clients. She recently traveled to the United Kingdom, representing Northrop Grumman, to compete for a government national identity scheme contract. BJ envisions an increasing demand for identity management software that can help organizations and governments manage identities. A former naval lieutenant, she was challenged early on to prove herself early on in a male-dominated field. Clearly, she has more than passed muster. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, BJ Nash.
I grew up in the 50s and 60s when girls were not supposed to understand mathematics, physics, and electronics. Fortunately, my parents recognized that I had a brain. They encouraged me to use it and to go to college, and they made many sacrifices so that I could. This award is for you, Mom and Dad. Also, I thank my manager, John Schlegel, for his encouragement, and Camille White-Partain for creating an environment where women can show what they're made of. Thank you.
Honoree Miriam Stanici readily admits she has a dream job. Fluent in Russian and other Slavic languages, she works with a wide variety of people to promote the importance of education to the next generation. Her outreach work involves going out into the community, as well as bringing young students to the Naval Academy. Through a variety of programs, such as MIDS for Kids and tutoring programs, she helps midshipmen develop their leadership skills by having them work with students to emphasize the opportunities that education brings. Please welcome the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Miriam Stanici.
Imagine being touched up here. I grew up in the Bronx in a multi-ethnic community. My parents and I were refugees. I'm the eldest of 6 children, and I was the interpreter child for my family. 30 years later, I became a White House interpreter. I'm now the Community Relations Director on the diversity team at the United States Naval Academy. So my motto is, to our student body of midshipmen, yes, you can.
Our next honoree, Rhonda Van Lowe, was born the year the Supreme Court passed the landmark decision, Brown versus the Board of Education. As she grew, Rhonda never lost sight of its significance to the civil rights movement and ultimately to her interest in law. Even her high school yearbook stated that she wanted to be a lawyer. Rhonda serves our internal clients for our company's North America Civil Air business, which is responsible for buying and selling aircraft and administering maintenance. Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to present the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Rhonda Van Lowe.
Neither of my parents went to college. My dad worked as many as 3 jobs, including nights at the post office, to make ends meet in our household. So they pushed me really hard to excel in academics. School became my refuge and the place where I did well. Grace, and a lot of grace, and good fortune enabled me to graduate from Cornell University and Georgetown University Law School. Thank you. Now it's my time to give back to others so they can experience the same thing. This award is for my mom and for my daughter, Melinda, who's here with me. Thanks a lot.
Throughout her military career with the U.S. Army Military Police Corps in Germany and the United States, honoree Sophia A. Williams was on the front lines, managing military force protection, law enforcement, personnel security, and conflict resolution. In her civilian role at CSC as a project leader in the Global Security Solutions Organization, she supervises a team of security analysts under a $198 million contract with the U.S. Department of Defense's Physical Security Non-Intrusive Inspection Program, providing force protection in Iraq, Afghanistan, Qatar, Kuwait, and Korea. Please welcome the recipient of the Special Recognition Award, Sophia A. Williams.
Good morning. I am an Army brat, an Army veteran, and the mother of an Army soldier. Thank you. The military is my life, and as a retiree, I am currently working as a contractor in support of the Army. When I started out in my career, there were not many women in my field. So I always wanted to make a difference. This honor assures me that I have. Thank you.
To present the Pioneer Award, here from the Boeing Company is Director of Manufacturing, C3 Networks, Dan Watt.
Good morning. I'm especially proud to be presenting the Pioneer Award today, which recognizes a woman whose distinguished career is characterized by exemplary leadership and groundbreaking accomplishment. Rosaura Corral Perez is the Mexican-born daughter of a bracero worker, a farm laborer who came to America to work the agricultural fields. She is the first Hispanic woman to oversee the manufacturing of electronic products and components for Boeing's Integrated Defense Systems business unit in El Paso, Texas. An industrial engineer with Boeing for more than 23 years, Rosaura has authority over 300 personnel and responsibility for cost, quality, and delivery of products. She also leads a company-wide initiative to set up the first lead-free soldering assembly processes operational in 2009. I am sincerely proud to present my colleague and the recipient of the Pioneer Award, Rosaura Corral Perez.
Morning. I would have never dreamed in a million years
that I would be standing here representing one of the most important aerospace companies in the world. Where I work on products that go on a space station, a military fighter, or a missile. This honor is for my family who has given me such love and support. Now, if you want to pursue a career in math and science, go for your dream. Thank you.
9, President-elect of the Society of Women Engineers, whose voice echoes each of ours. The Manager of Supportability Engineering for the Electronic Systems Division at Northrop Grumman Corporation, Nora Lynn.
Good morning. It's such a privilege to be here among so many accomplished women and to be part of honoring you as STEM's true colors. Thank you for the opportunity and congratulations on your awards. So that you can appreciate just why being here is so significant for me, let me tell you a little bit about myself to give some context. I am a naturalized U.S. citizen who was born and raised in Taiwan in a family of 1 boy and 6 girls. I come from a very traditional Chinese culture that expects the man to be the provider and the woman to be the helper, husband's helper in making him successful. Fortunately for me, my father believed that all his children should be educated equally. Math and science always came easily for me, and I received my bachelor's degree in physics in Taiwan. Also, fortunately, my parents encouraged me to come to America for a more politically stable environment in which to pursue my higher education. I received my master's in physics and then assumed the traditional role of supporting my husband's career and raising a family. Yet, I longed for the intellectual challenge of my chosen field, so I went to work. Culturally speaking, that itself was a big step. Then shortly afterwards, the economy took a downturn. My husband lost his job, and what has been the supplemental income that I was providing now became our primary source of income. As you can imagine, I was subjected to intense cultural pressure from well-meaning family and friends. After some time passed and my husband found another job, however, we decided that the norm for us would be a 2-income household. So, as you can see, I come a very long way, baby. And in today's global environment and the cultural norm changing all the time regarding working women, I am intensely interested in every aspect that affects us as productive women in the workforce. Let's start it out by looking at the opportunities that exist in our favor as women and as women of color. As a result of demographic changes, 46% of today's workforce is women. The fastest growing population is Hispanic. In the year 2000, nearly 70% of the US population was white, non-Hispanic. By the year 2050, all majorities combined will total nearly 50% of the US population. Also of note is that we have an aging workforce. However, the age of retirement is no longer cast in stone because the recent upheaval in our economy has caused many to postpone retirement plans indefinitely. Or, as a friend of mine recently said, they will carry me out and bury me with my laptop and BlackBerry. Technology is the backbone of our global economy and business development. It is the driver's seat. As women, we have to make sure we are sitting right up front in the bus. However, the challenge to us can be found in the numbers. Back in 2003, the American Association of University Women, AAUW, released a report that stated that women continue to dominate pink-collar jobs, despite becoming more educated, more employed, and holding higher positions than ever. Using Census Bureau data, the report said that women in the United States demonstrate higher high school graduation, college enrollment, and undergraduate graduation rates than men, reported the Associated Press. However, women remain not most commonly secretaries, bookkeepers, nurses, waitresses, receptionists, sales supervisors, and cooks. And only the latter two occupations also ranking among the most common jobs for men. Moreover, women are still trailing in technical fields. In the United States in 2006, 20.1% of BS degrees in engineering went to women. 20% of MS degrees in engineering went to women, and 16% of PhDs in engineering went to women. That sounds good until you realize that the number of women employed in engineering workforce is only 10.6% and has remained flat around 10% for the past 10 years. Yet, according to the U.S. Department of Labor Women's Bureau, women comprised 46% of the total U.S. labor force, and we are projected to account for 47% of the labor force by 2016. The challenges for us in the workplace exist, and to pretend otherwise is to put our heads in the sand. Let's take work-life balance, for instance. For me, practically speaking, that term is the oxymoron, and I will tell you why. Think back over your past months, and see if you can remember a time when both your work life and home life were truly in balance. Remember when you were in the midst of a major presentation and the school nurse called? Or you were having a great time at your child's soccer game and you got buzzed by your BlackBerry because they couldn't locate the deliverable that was due. See what I mean? The reality is that one day your home life is up, your work life is down. The next day can bring the reverse. In other words, you live in your own personal and wildly fluctuating work-life stock market index. It's the sign of our times. Even the respectable neighborhood Hallmark store sells statuettes that said, "Raising children is like being pecked to death by chickens." And let me just say that I absolutely love my children. So here we women are at the center of our family's universe, caring for children, caring for grandchildren, caring for aging relatives. And let's not forget husbands. We are not the sandwich generation. We are the club sandwich. We are also being trained to be a master juggler. When the pressure and the stress go high, many women start saying, let's worry about work-life harmony instead of work-life balance. In a multicultural society like ours, we must also factor in a host of cultural norms, many of which are not so familiar to us. We want to create access to opportunities and an inclusive environment. But what about perceived negative behavior due to lack of cultural awareness? For example, in the Asian culture, where we are raised to show respect to elders and the authorities, many are taught that it is not appropriate to express our own opinions in front of elders or question the direction given by an authority figure. Therefore, many Asians tend not to speak up in group meetings. Asians also expect the bosses to acknowledge their hard work and contribution and offer them promotions. As a result, the Asian culture of harmony, hierarchy, and humility, which when compared with other cultures, may be perceived as a silent workforce, and that's all but invisible within corporate America. Another example is the different communication style for different cultures. The US mainstream Anglo's communication style is peace before truth. Asian styles is trust before truth, or harmony above all. And the African American style is truth before peace. As a result, communication within a diverse team can be interesting as well as a challenge. Meanwhile, cultural and gender stereotype is alive and well in IT. The proportion of women in IT continues to drop from a high of 40% in 1986 to about 29% at the end of 1999, and is still dropping. A pre-study by the Anita Borg Institute of Women in Technology for the National Center for Women and Information Technology of University of Colorado, entitled, "Where Are the Women in the Information Technology?" concludes that the perception and assessment of women's performance are negatively affected by the following four primary reasons. First, there is a widespread desire to be surrounded by people like me. In other words, people are promoted with a similar characteristic of those in positions of authority. Second, stereotypes frame the assumptions and the metrics. Women earned lower performance ratings in assumed male skills, instrumental and task-oriented assignment, leading to fewer promotions and lower pay. Their skills at soft tasks are undervalued because those skills are natural for women and thus don't count as an achievement. However, adequate performance by men in women's presumed skills like nurturing, emotional expressiveness, and communication is considered exceptional, leading to better rating, faster promotions, and higher pay for them. Third, boorish behavior is tolerated at the workplace. While exceptions exist, behavior such as shouting and rudeness is often the norm. And asocial behaviors are accepted as the price of the intellectual achievement. Fourth is style trumps substance. Women in IT expect work to be acknowledged and reviewed without self-promotion. This pre-study also concluded that decisions on women's behalf without her participation, based on her perceived personal and family situation, have negatively affect on women's opportunities. We see similar negative effects on women in engineering as well. Other challenges that women in technology faced in the workplace include climate and reactions, as well as isolation and exclusion from informal networks. For instance, when a man fails, no one ever wonders if it was because he's a man. Or when a conflict occurs, women tend to look inward and blame themselves first, versus men who tend to look outward and find other people guilty first. Women can often feel isolated at the workplace. People may say that is attributed to having so few technical women in the field. Adding to this, when each single negative experience, which may seem trivial at the time, is taken collectively and experienced regularly, it tends to alienate women from the mainstream. Women also sense competition with other women for the limited number of advancement opportunities or places at the table in informal networking and accessing opportunities. Simply put, there is when it comes to gender, there is a gap in leadership perception. In its report, Women Take Care, Men Take Charge, Stereotyping of U.S. Business Leaders Exposed, 2004. Catalyst recently conducted a study focused on gender stereotyping and its effect on women's advancement in the workplace. They surveyed nearly 300 corporate leaders. About a third of the group was CEOs, and the vast majorities were within two reporting levels of the CEO. This group gave them a solid foundation for understanding the experience and the perceptions of leaders in the top ranks. In the nutshell, what they found is that gender-based stereotyping is alive and well in business, and that both men and women do it. Despite the fact that numerous studies have shown that there is no significant difference between the leadership styles of men and women. The only difference has been around the degree of democracy they exhibit in their leadership. The survey asked the senior managers to rate women and men on 10 essential leadership behaviors: supporting, rewarding, mentoring, networking, consulting, team building, inspiring, problem solving, influencing upwards, and delegating. Managers perceived that more women than men were effective at take care behaviors, such as mentoring and supporting and rewarding subordinates. Managers perceived that more men than women were effective at take charge behaviors, such as delegating and influencing upward. Interestingly, women and men managers share similar perceptions of these gender differences. So, what should we do to close the gaps and break down the perceptions and the stereotyping? First, let's talk about the role of companies. Here the answer is clear. The vital first step, the essential ingredient for change in America's corporation, is vocal, sustained commitment from the top. This is what differentiates the companies that are taking advantage of the opportunity that women's talents provides from those that are losing out. In addition to vocal commitment, companies on the vanguard create an inclusive work environment, take risks, offer women visible stretch assignments, and hold managers accountable for women's advancement. And I salute all the sponsors of this conference for demonstrating your commitment in this effort. And as for the proactive individual women can do, I have a few lessons to share. First, you must believe in yourself and have self-confidence. Think about it. Who will give a job to you if you don't believe you can handle it? Secondly, surround yourself with talented people and high achievers. Their synergy inspires and encourages you to advance and achieve your own career dream. The third is to build technical confidence through technical competence. Build your personal toolkit by accumulating presentations, special skills, or even jokes. You can also enhance your professional and personal development through active involvement in professional technical societies. To be honest, if I had not had years of involvement in SWE, which included public speaking, I would not have had the confidence to speak here today. Thank you. And the fourth is to be aware of biases, including your own, and be culture sensitive. In order to build a high-performance diversity team, we must first increase the cultural awareness amongst the team members. The fifth is to seek mentors and be a protege. Not only do mentors transfer their knowledge to you on technical subjects or organizational culture, they can also help you navigate within the organization and give you honest feedback on your work styles. The sixth is to recognize advancement criteria. You need to find out what typical paths and leadership characteristics are required for executive positions. The last, and certainly not the least, is to take care of yourself. Be authentic to who you are and strive to be the person you want to be. Spend guilt-free time connecting with your family and turn off that BlackBerry. The world will not come to an end. In closing, I would like to ask all the last year's honorees who are with us today to please stand. And we applaud you. And please seated. And let me just say that everyone in this room, especially those at the executive management level, have the responsibilities and obligation to support the effort in building a pipeline for STEM. So let's work together, take advantage of the demographic change, take charge, and make a significant impact on society. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, singing her personal tribute. Ladies and gentlemen, singing her personal tribute to all women of color, please welcome back our glorious MC, Angela Stribling, accompanied by her keyboardist, Rich Smith.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of the women of color. And this song definitely goes out to all of you, especially our Technologist of the Year, Irene Hernandez Roberts. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the song. I wrote this song for very special women, my mother and all of the other powerful women who are out there. And before I sing the song, I like to quote something that came from Nelson Mandela's inaugural speech. Failure is not what we're afraid of. What frightens us is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, handsome, beautiful, talented, fabulous? When in fact, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, made in His own image. There's nothing enlightened about your playing small so that others around you won't feel insecure. By letting your own light shine, you give others permission to do the same. It's who you are within. You gotta follow your own mind, Mama said, 'cause you know right from wrong. Her words are everlasting in the lyrics of this song. Don't let people change you. Don't give them that control, 'cause they will rearrange you and capture your soul. Please know where you're going and remember where you've been. It's not that status symbol, but it's who you are within. Who you are within. It's who you are within. You gotta follow your own mind, 'cause you know right from wrong. Her words are everlasting in the lyrics of this song. Don't let people change you. Don't give them that control, 'cause they will rearrange you and capture your soul. Please know where you're going and remember where you have been. It's not that status symbol, but it's who you are within. Thank you so much. God bless you, and congratulations to all of our awardees. I hope to see you this time next year, and even sooner than that, I hope to see you at the gala this evening. If you're interested in this song or any of my music, I am very fortunate to have been traveling worldwide and seeing beautiful, inspiring women, like the women who are here today. My website is angelastribling.com, and I'd be honored even if you just check out the site and send me an email. It's an honor to be here with you today, and congratulations. God bless you. Thank you.